Master of Orion is a turn-based, 4X science fiction computer strategy game released in 1993 by MicroProse on the MS-DOS and Mac OS operating systems. The game is the first in its franchise, and the rights are now held by Wargaming.net. The player leads one of 10 races to dominate the galaxy through a combination of diplomacy and conquest while developing technology, exploring and colonizing star systems. Gameplay: Master of Orion is a turn-based game. In the first iteration of the franchise, one can only play against the AI. Human and AI players control the management of colonies, technology development, ship construction, interspecies diplomacy, and combat. The software generates a map randomly at the start of each game. The player can only choose the size of the galaxy, and the number and difficulty of AI opponents. In the first game, star systems have at most one colonizable planet and a few have none. Later games have more planets. Master of Orion has 10 playable races, each with a speciality. For instance, the humans have advantages in trade and diplomacy. The Burrathi are the best at ground combat. The Silicoids ignore pollution and can colonize even the most hostile planets, but have slow population growth. Each race is predisposed to like or dislike some of the other races, and is advantaged or disadvantaged in different research fields. The game begins with a single home world, one colony ship, and 2 scout ships that can be used to explore nearby stars. The game will sometimes produce random events which can be harmful or advantageous. One planet is Orion, throne world of the ancients, and most valuable research site in the galaxy, protected by a powerful warship, the Guardian. Victory is gained either by eliminating all opponents or by winning a vote on peaceful unification. There are 7 normal and 6 hostile planet types. The various hostile types require increasingly advanced technology to colonize. Size determines the planet's initial population capacity. Mineral wealth dramatically influences a colony's industrial productivity while habitability influences population growth rates. Hostile planets are the most likely to be rich or ultra-rich in minerals. Artifact worlds contain relics of a now vanished advanced civilization. All planets can be upgraded to Gaia class with the appropriate technologies. Sliders are used to allocate a colony's output between ship construction, planetary defenses, factory construction, ecology, and research. Planetary population generates production, especially when assisted by factories. There is a limit on the number of factories a unit of population can operate, but building upgrades can increase this. Defense spending is used to build additional missile bases, upgrade missile bases or planetary shields. Military and spy maintenance is deducted from every colony's production. A planet's output can also be transferred to the treasury at a loss. Ships can travel to any star system within their range and combat always occurs in orbit over a planet. It is impossible to intercept enemy ships in deep space. Players can control space combat manually or ask the software to resolve combat automatically. Technology. The designers regard technology as the most important contribution to a player's success. Funding can be put into one or all of the game's 6 independent tech tree fields, including computers, construction, force fields, planetary science, vehicle propulsion, and weapons. If a ship uses a component from a particular technology area, further advances in that area reduce the cost and size of the component. This effect is called miniaturization. When one has researched all of the technologies in an area of the tech tree, further research can discover advanced technologies in that area, which do not provide specific new capabilities but increase the miniaturization of ship components. Battles are almost always decided by numbers and technology rather than by clever tactics. Players can design and use their own ships. There are 4 hull sizes. Smaller sizes are harder to hit while larger ships can survive more damage and hold more components. There are 8 types of components, each with different effects. Only 6 ship designs can be used at a time. Diplomacy. Master of Orion provides a wide range of diplomatic negotiations, gifts of money or technology. One-time technology trades. Trade pacts that boost industrial output. Non-aggression and alliance treaties. Players can also threaten each other, declare war and arrange ceasefires. Each AI player remembers others' actions, both positive and negative, and will be unwilling to form alliances with a player who has broken previous treaties with it. Under AI control, each race has a ruler personality and an objective, such as xenophobic expansionist or pacifistic technologist. These traits guide their politics and economic management. For example, militarists maintain large fleets and prioritize technologies which have military benefits, while ecologists put a lot of effort into pollution control and terraforming. Traits vary from game to game. Each race has most probable traits and avoids their opposites. Races may occasionally revolt and change traits. Hostile actions do not automatically cause war. Clashes are even expected at the opening of the game, when all sides are sending probes out into the unknown. On the other extreme, a ground assault must be knowingly targeted at an inhabited planet, and is a massive provocation. Colonies can be bombed from space, or taken in ground invasions. Ground invasions can be conducted through enemy defenses. Present enemy ships or missile bases will fire on the approaching transports, possibly destroying some or all of them. The invasion itself is fully automatic. Results depend on numbers, technology and racial ground combat bonus. Invasion is expensive. In the first game, there are no special soldier units. Colonial population itself is sent to fight, exterminate the existing inhabitants, and form a new planetary population. The production capacity of any remaining factories can be gleaned, and plundering of technologies if enough factories survived the attack. Controlling a new system extends the range of the invaders' ships. Development: Master of Orion is a significantly expanded and refined version of the prototype predecessor game Star Lords. Steve Barcia's game development company Simtex demonstrated Star Lords to MicroProse and gaming journalist Alan Emmerich who, along with Tom Hughes, assisted Barcia in refining the design to produce Master of Orion. And the game's manual thanks them for their contributions. Emmerich and Hughes later wrote the strategy guide for the finished product. MicroProse published the final version of the game in 1994. Star Lords, often called Master of Orion Zero by fans, was a prototype and never commercially released. The crude but fully playable prototype was made available as freeware in 2001, stripped of all documentation and copy protection, in anticipation of the launch of Master of Orion 3. Major differences between Star Lords and Master of Orion include inferior graphics and interface, simpler trade and diplomacy, undirected research, a lack of safeguards to prevent players from building more factories than are usable, and the use of transports rather than colony ships to colonize new planets. One feature of Star Lords that Master of Orion lacks is a table of relations between the computer-controlled races. The game was eventually made available for download on File Planet and the homepage for Master of Orion 3. Reception: Emmerich in a Computer Gaming World preview described the game as the best that Galactic Conquest can offer, and summarized its type of gameplay as 4X, meaning explore, expand, exploit, exterminate. He and later commentators noted earlier examples of this genre, including Civilization and Reach for the Stars. In retrospective reviews, Allgame, GameSpot and IGN regarded Mu as the standard by which turn-based strategy games set in space are judged, although Allgame regretted the lack of a multiplayer option. In 1996, Computer Gaming World ranked it as the 33rd best game of all time. In 2003, IGN ranked it as the 98th top game. Master of Orion is a member of both GameSpy's Hall of Fame and GameSpot's list of the greatest games of all time. Legacy: 2 commercial sequels to Master of Orion have been released, Master of Orion 2, Battle at Antares and Master of Orion 3. The sequels are significantly more advanced in graphics and sound and feature large differences in gameplay, with some players claiming the original game remains the best version of the 3. In July 2013, Wargaming.net bought the Master of Orion franchise from the Atari bankruptcy proceedings. An upcoming reimagining was announced in June 2015. In 1997, MicroProse released a Master of Orion JR scenario as part of the Civ 2, Fantastic Worlds expansion for Civilization II. Master of Orion prototype developed as Star-Lords was only released as freeware in 2001 as part of the promotion for Master of Orion 3. In 2011, a clone of Mu 2, titled Starbase Orion, was published by Chimera Software, LLC for the iPhone. The game setting has been the influence of Russian writer Sergei Lukyanenko's trilogy, The Line of Delirium. References. Bibliography Barcia, S. Master of Orion, Game Manual. MicroProse. Retrieved October 8, 2009. External links, official website, Master of Orion at Moby Games. The MS-DOS version of Master of Orion can be played for free in the browser at the Internet Archive. Sirian's Master of Orion page includes resources and full game narrations for the first Master of Orion. Master of Orion 1.1.40 unofficial patch. Free Orion is an open-source, freeware game that has numerous similarities to games in the Master of Orion series.